Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real. Nobody cares. Not about your excuses, not about your pain, not about how hard life's been. That's not harsh, that's freedom. Because the second you realize nobody's coming to save you, you get to work saving yourself. And what's the play? Make money, stack it. Use it, enjoy life on your terms. Nobody owes you understanding. Take control of your own outcome. That truth hits hard because it breaks the illusion so many people live under. Most are waiting for someone to get them to recognize their pain, their struggle, their journey. But here's the harsh reality the world moves on with or without you. Everyone's got their own problems, their own battles, and their own priorities. That doesn't make people cruel, it just makes them human. And once you understand that nobody is obligated to understand you, life starts making sense. You stop wasting energy on sympathy and you start putting that energy into results. Taking control of your outcome means refusing to let external validation define your internal drive. It's about waking up and choosing to be responsible for where you are and where you want to go, even if no one else claps for you. People might misjudge you. They might criticize your decisions. They might even laugh at your dreams. But that doesn't change the fact that it's your life. It's your responsibility to make it what you want, not theirs. There's freedom in accepting that you're on your own in many ways. It's not about becoming cold or disconnected. It's about becoming focused and self-sufficient. You learn to listen to your own voice instead of waiting for approval. You become your own motivation, your own accountability, and your own biggest supporter. Because the truth is, the people who get you will come, but only after you've already gotten yourself in motion. So if you're waiting to be seen or heard before you start, stop. Get moving. Build anyway. Heal anyway. Win anyway. Because nobody owes you understanding, but you owe yourself everything. Money is a tool for freedom. Stop treating it like a luxury. Start treating it like a necessity. That shift in mindset changes everything. Too many people grow up being told that wanting money is greedy, that talking about money is shallow, that chasing money is somehow morally wrong. But here's the truth. The people who say that usually don't have money and they don't understand what it really represents. Money isn't just paper or numbers on a screen. It's access. It's control over your time. It's the ability to say no when something doesn't align with your values. It's options. It's peace of mind when emergencies hit. It's not about worshiping money. It's about using it as a weapon to fight for the life you want. People love to say money isn't everything, but that's usually said by people who've never been broke for real. Try telling someone who's behind on rent or can't afford health care that money isn't important. Try telling a single parent working 2 jobs to just follow their passion with no backup. It's a lie that sounds nice but keeps people stuck. The truth is, once your basic needs are met, money becomes a tool to create space. Space to breathe, to think, to dream, to build. Without that space, you're just running, reacting, surviving. That's not freedom. You don't have to love money, but you better learn how it works. You better learn how to earn it, protect it, invest it, and multiply it. Because the world runs on it, whether you like it or not. Everything from your health care to your housing to your future depends on how you handle money. It's not optional. It's not extra. It's essential. And the sooner you stop feeling guilty about wanting it, the sooner you can start using it the right way. Not to flex, but to free yourself. Stop living like money is some far-off dream for someone else. Start treating it like your lifeline. Because once you understand that money is a necessity, not for greed, not for ego, but for freedom, you stop making excuses. You start making moves. You start approaching every decision, every skill, every opportunity with a different kind of urgency. And that urgency is what separates those who wait to be rescued from those who buy their way out. Your struggle story only matters after your success, so focus on winning. In the real world, people don't care about how hard you tried, how much you suffered, or how many times you fell. They care about what you did with it. They care about how you turned the pain into power, how you rose after the fall, how you flipped the script. Until then, your struggle is just noise. It doesn't inspire, it doesn't motivate, and it definitely doesn't pay. Harsh, maybe, but real, because in the game of life, results are the only language people truly respect. Everyone's got a struggle. Everyone's fighting a battle. You're not the only one who's had it hard. That doesn't mean your pain isn't real. It just means it isn't unique. What makes you stand out isn't what happened to you. It's what you do with it. The comeback is what gets remembered. The win is what gets celebrated. Without it, you're just another person with a sad story and no proof of progress. People love an underdog, but only when the underdog wins. Only when they see the transformation, the before and after. That's when they care. That's when they lean in. Until then, your story doesn't hit the same. It doesn't inspire because it hasn't arrived at the payoff. The world wants proof that your struggle led to something greater. They want to see that you didn't just survive, you thrived. So your number one job, win. Make your story undeniable. Give it a plot twist no one saw coming. Focusing on winning doesn't mean ignoring your pain. It means channeling it. It means turning your breakdowns into breakthroughs. It means showing up every single day with something to prove. Even when no one's watching, especially when no one's watching, because the ones who win are the ones who don't wait for applause. They grind in silence, they bleed in private, they keep moving when everything says stop, because they understand that the story only gets powerful after the victory. So if you're in the middle of your struggle right now, don't waste time explaining it to the world. Show them the result. Let your success become the microphone, because once you win, people will finally care about where you came from, but only because you showed them where you could go. Cut distractions. Your goals need your full attention. In a world that's constantly pulling at you from every direction, your biggest threat isn't failure, it's distraction. Every scroll, every pointless conversation, every meaningless notification is stealing time from your vision. You might think it's harmless, just 5 minutes here and there. But those minutes stack into hours, and those hours become the difference between progress and being stuck in the same place year after year. The truth is, if your goals really matter to you, you need to protect them like your life depends on it, because it does. Most people don't fail because they lack potential. They fail because they keep getting pulled off course. They say yes to everything and everyone, constantly reacting instead of building. They live distracted, not focused. And the thing about distraction is, it doesn't feel dangerous. It feels harmless, entertaining, relaxing. It's the slow poison that robs you of your future without you even noticing. Before you know it, weeks pass, months pass, and your dream is still just a thought, not a result. That's the price of distraction. Wasted time you don't get back. You've got to be ruthless with your attention. Treat it like currency, because it is. Where you invest your focus, you get results. So if your attention is scattered, your results will be weak. But when you lock in, when you strip away the noise, something powerful happens. Your work gets sharper, your progress speeds up, and you start feeling momentum. That's when real growth kicks in, not when you're busy, but when you're focused. The hardest part is that most distractions don't look like distractions. They look like people you care about. They look like endless content that feels productive. They look like opportunities that aren't aligned. That's where discipline comes in. You have to know when to say no. You have to recognize that every time you choose short-term comfort, you're trading long-term progress. Your future doesn't care how many group chats you stayed active in or how many shows you finished. It cares whether you finished what you started. You only get one life, one shot. You don't have time to waste on distractions disguised as entertainment, business, or comfort. Protect your attention like your dream depends on it. Because it does. If you're serious about building something, then nothing should matter more than the work that gets you there. Strip the noise, eliminate the fluff, lock in. Because when your full attention is aimed in the right direction, you become unstoppable. Stop seeking validation. People admire results, not effort. That might sting, but it's the truth. We live in a world where people are obsessed with being seen, being acknowledged, being praised. But here's the reality. No one's handing out trophies for trying. No one cares how hard you worked if it didn't produce something real. Effort without outcome doesn't impress people. Results do. That's not because people are cold or heartless. It's because results are proof. They're tangible. They speak louder than your words ever could. Seeking validation is a distraction dressed up as motivation. It feels like progress, but it's just a detour. You tell people your plans, hoping they'll be impressed. You post about your journey, hoping someone claps. But that clapping fades. The hype dies fast. And once it's gone, you're left with the work, or the lack of it. The only thing that doesn't fade is the result. That's the only part that sticks. That's what people remember. Not your struggle, not your hustle, your outcome. The truth is, no one truly understands what you're doing until after you've done it. They won't believe in your vision until it becomes real. So stop trying to make them see. Show them instead. Don't beg for validation from people who wouldn't bet on you anyway. Prove them wrong, not out of bitterness, but out of power. Out of belief in yourself that doesn't require anyone else's permission. At the end of the day, you have to choose. Do you want to be admired for what you're working on? Or do you want to be respected for what you've actually built? The first one feeds your ego temporarily. The second one builds your legacy permanently. Forget the applause. Forget the recognition. Do the work. Stack the wins. Deliver the result. Because when you do, validation becomes irrelevant and respect becomes automatic. Enjoy life unapologetically. You worked for it. You earned it. That's not arrogance. That's alignment. That's what happens when you finally stop asking for permission to live fully. You sacrificed. You hustled. You put in the hours when no one was watching, when no one believed, when it was just you, your ambition, and your vision. Now that the fruits are starting to show, don't shrink. Don't feel guilty. Don't downplay your wins to make other people comfortable. You earned this, and that means you have every right to enjoy it without shame, without explanation, without apology. Enjoying your life doesn't mean you've become soft or lazy. It means you've mastered the balance. You've realized life isn't just about chasing. It's also about celebrating. If you don't know how to enjoy the rewards, then what was the point of the sacrifice? This doesn't mean you stop growing or pushing forward. It means you allow yourself to breathe, to feel, to taste the success you built from nothing. It's not selfish. It's necessary, because rest is part of the process. Joy is part of the fuel. Celebration is part of the journey. And if someone has a problem with how you enjoy your life, that's their issue, not yours. You don't owe anyone a watered-down version of yourself. You don't have to downplay your wins to make insecure people feel okay. Real ones will be inspired. Real ones will clap. The ones who hate, they were never rooting for you in the first place. So don't dim your light. Shine unapologetically. Laugh loud. Travel far. Eat well. Sleep in when you want. Spoil your people. Spoil yourself. You're not lucky. You're deserving. Most of the world plays it safe, suffers silently, and stays stuck. You chose differently. You put in the work most people won't. That entitles you to a life most people can't access. So when the time comes to enjoy it, don't hesitate. Don't second guess. This is your season. Own it. You've earned the right to smile without explaining, to succeed without guilt, to live well without permission. The struggle was real, so let the joy be just as real, and never apologize for it. So here's the truth. Nobody cares until you win. And once you do, you don't need their approval anyway. Make your money. Protect your peace. Cut the noise. Build in silence. Celebrate in freedom. Life's too short to live for validation and too long to live broke and bitter. You've got one shot. Make it count. Own your story. Chase your goals. Enjoy your wins. Unapologetically. Relentlessly. Fully. Because in the end, it's not about being understood. It's about being undeniable.